We looked at Cardano yesterday and we had this really nice trend line going over here and we got a breakout, right? And the thing is that with the breakout, it was kind of, it wasn't pumping. There was no volume. If you look at the volume is kind of small down here. Like there is some volume, but it's not enough. So the breakout doesn't seem to be legit, you know, or the line is not legit. So I think the line is legit and we did break the trend, but there is another thing that's happening right now and that's what we're gonna see. And I think that's this triangle that's going over here. This triangle. So we're gonna talk about this triangle up here. I think it's a nice triangle, and this is the triangle that we are looking actually to break up because the first breakout just didn't do the trick. The late adopter. As I do, before we start, as always, if you need some kind of help picking out coins, don't know what's good or what's not, don't know when stuff is gonna break out, you know, you need some kind of help to, you know, figuring that stuff out, you know, because there is a lot of altcoins. Check out the Patreon link down below, you know, it might help you. That said, let's see what Cardano is doing. Now, this triangle up here, it looks pretty decent. There are several reasons why it does look decent. Like, I like that it's hitting it down here, up here, and up here. And also these some of these wicks are hitting the line, so it is pretty decent line, and this bottom line is pretty legit as well. 1 2 3 hits. So I think this triangle is right now the big thing in Cardano, because the other trend line down here did not actually do the trick. It did not do the trick, you know. We broke you know, up here, but then we went sideways. So you can, you know, every time you break the trend, it doesn't mean you're gonna pop to upside. It means, you know, the trend is gonna change, but how the trend goes, it can go any kind of other direction. What's happening here is that we are just changing the trend, and I think that's what's happening here. So we went down here in this way down here with the trend. We broke the trend, so right now we are in another triangle that's going on sideways up here, and this triangle is very important because I think once we break the triangle, maybe then we'll get a little bit bigger volume up here, and the volume will start rising. If you get a volume bigger than these candles up here, this move up here, if you get volume bigger here, then the volume might be climbing. Especially if you get the volume bigger than this up here, it also might actually indicate a very strong move towards the upside. So that's what I'm looking for right now. I'm looking for the triangle to play out, and I'm looking, you know, this to break on the upside or downside. If you look at the moving averages are supporting the price super nicely. And this looks, especially this 10 and 20 moving average, this white and red line below us, it's supporting the price really nicely. You can see here how we are curving towards the upside. Even this week down here, we are curving really nicely, holding the moving averages. So I think, and this triangle doesn't have that long time left to go. It doesn't have a long time left to go. It's almost at the very end of the triangle. Usually these triangles break out at around 70%, give or take 70% area. So between now and somewhere around here, I think it's gonna break. It's very rarely it goes all the way inside this very you know, apex of the triangle, ending of the triangle, and then breaks out very rarely. And it's usually when it goes down there, it's because, you know, there is some kind of bigger triangle that's not been that's been overviewed. But right now, I think, you know, in this area up here, you know, some kind of breakout will soon happen. This is on the daily time frame, so it might take a couple of days, but it does look good on the daily time frame. So getting support by these moving averages. If you go down to the 4-hourly time frame, we'll also see on the 4-hourly that we went all the way up to the, let's just clean everything so we can see the moving averages a little bit better. You'll see that we went up here to the 200 moving average, right now going back into the these moving averages down here, getting support. And as long as we get support and can manage supply, I think the big move will come once we break the 200 moving average also on the 4-hourly time frame. When that happens, I think also it's gonna give a little bit more bullishness to the move. That said, was this yesterday? This was yeah, this was actually yesterday, but we didn't see that. This move yesterday, we went above on the 4-hourly, above this level up here. You can see here, these are what we call pivot points. These are what we call pivot points, and you can see right now that this pivot point and this pivot point, this is a lower, this high, this is a lower high, this is going downwards, but this pivot point over here, it's actually higher than this one. So this is going towards the upside. So this is a change in the direction, this is a change in the trend, and we already know that because because we broke the trend line on the downside. You know, remember the trend line, we broke the trend line down here, right? And as soon as we broke the trend line, we create a new higher high, and this is actually good. So after we broke the trend line, we are creating a higher high, which is actually a good thing, a bullish thing that actually might propel us towards the upside. So I see no problem with Cardano right now. It's just different kind of triangle right now that's going through different kind of pattern, but and it can take a couple of days. I think that's gonna take that long, but you know, it might take a little bit while. This 2.32 level still stands on the daily time frame. Once you break that and you get out of the triangle, there are three levels that I see very important right now. The 232, this is because of, you know, you create a higher high. That's a very good thing. This trend line up here that we need to break. As soon as you break the trend line, you're out of the triangle. That's a good thing. And the last thing one here is this 50 moving average that we gotta get above. So that's at 2.48. So these three levels are right now the most important three levels for Cardano to break towards the upside. So once these threes are broken, I think, you know, it's gonna be good days. That said, come back tomorrow and check out what's gonna happen, because you know, this can pump already right now, but whether that's gonna do that or not, kind of depends. Check out the pattern if you're interested in other coins that might pump or might not pump, or you know, interesting patterns. That's it. Thanks for watching, guys. See you around. Bye bye.